All right, well, it is 1 o'clock Eastern time, so we will go ahead and get started. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for joining us today for Apogee and USLI's joint webinar here. We're excited to have you all for a brief but informational 30 minutes. Today, we will be spotlighting USLI's Sports Advantage product and walking through how you can quote it instantly, both online and over the phone. We want to make sure that you feel confident, prepared, and equipped with the tools to support your insureds quickly and effectively. So I'm thrilled to introduce our presenters. We have Hillary Buckley, underwriter on the Nonprofit Package team, and Katie Taraborelli, the Instant Quote sales team leader. So with that, I will kick it off to Hillary to get us started.
Thank you, Camille. Hi, everyone. Great to be with you today. It is fitting that I just overheard one of my teammates talking about how Canada is currently losing in the Olympics right now in hockey. So just thought that was in case you're interested in sports. Anyway, we're excited to discuss our appetite today and the ways that you can get a quick quote with us. As we had mentioned earlier when you joined, feel free to use the chat feature if you have any specific questions. We'd love to make it as interactive as possible. So yes, please feel free to utilize that. Today, we want to talk about how we can work together and quote your sports accounts. We're going to talk about our appetite and our product and the tailored coverages and features that are available to you. We'll talk about eligibility within our guide, some cross-selling features, how easy it is to get a quote for these organizations, and then Katie will provide you with an instant quote demo and, of course, the ability to answer your questions throughout. So why Prospect Sports? So basically, there's been a ton of positive information that we've received over the years. There's a ton of word of mouth that can kind of come in, but every year more and more organizations are forming and just so many people that are involved with sports organizations. So as you can see here, some of these statistics with the number of youth that have participated on a sports team, took lessons, but also adults as well. USLI can write both youth and adult sports organizations. And the reason we decided to promote and hold this webinar now is because right now is registration time, and a lot of organizations are needing to get coverage in place prior to the season happening. So it might seem early, but it is the time right now, and this is one of our largest months for quoting this type of business. So recent trends that we've seen in this space, organizations like, let's say it's a men's basketball organization. In the past, they may have been able to, utilize a gym or a church with no proof of insurance. Now organizations are requiring that proof of insurance in place. We've seen some altercations happen within this class of business. Another reason why they should have that insurance in place. We also see that it's more of a club sport trend as opposed to like a school program that kids are involved in. So these organizations need insurance in place in order to practice or play in different facilities or parks. Also, the ability to provide abuse and molestation is super important for any organization that's working with children, and this coverage is getting harder and harder to have access to. This is a coverage that we are absolutely able to provide on our package. So what is our appetite at USLI? We're writing teams, leagues, camps, and clinics. We can write organizations operating as a nonprofit or as a for-profit entity. We can write one small team, or we can write an entire sports association that has both baseball, basketball, soccer, all different types of sports, all in one policy. We don't want to write organizations that are affiliated with the school. It's okay if they're practicing at a school, but we're not writing like that actual school team. We do a lot of clinics and day camps as well. As I mentioned before, both youth and adult. What we don't write are your like professional or semi-professional sports organizations, drinking, beer leagues, or actual sports venues or facilities. So you can see there's more classes that we are able to consider, but this is really the bulk of what we're currently writing. So all different types of sports. Pickleball is definitely a big one, but it really is very seasonal. So right now we're definitely seeing a lot of softball, baseball. There is soccer in the spring, but a lot of outdoor type of sports. But in the winter months, ton of basketball. We have opened up our appetite into different sports that we can consider. So what we're able to write is pretty vast. And here are some of your organizations. We won't spend too much time here, but the ones that we're not currently able to write general liability for, we can still consider directors and officers for these sports, but tackle football, shooting sports, snow and water skiing and snowboarding, not currently eligible. So what lines of coverage are we able to provide? So we're able to quote a full package for these organizations, and that includes general liability. Within that comes the abuse and molestation, assault and battery, hired and non-owned auto, and special event coverage automatically built in. This also extends and follows them wherever they go, so practices would automatically be included. We'll provide crime coverage and property. And I did see a question come in here about workers' comp. So we can provide it on an excess basis over another carrier or an umbrella basis, but we're not currently writing at USLI workers' comp, but Apogee might be able to help you out with that.
Apogee does not write workers' comp.
Okay. Okay, sorry, we wouldn't be able to help you out on the primary side, but we can consider on the one thing we should also note, well, it's actually on this slide, but we'll provide you with an excess or umbrella quote over all of the primary quotes that we'll write. So it'll automatically provide you with a 1 million limit, but we can manually increase that up to 5 million if those limits are needed. So I left off over at property, so we can do the building, business, personal property, and inland marine. This is a class code where we do get the request to add inland marine more frequently because of the equipment that they're bringing around from place to place. How do additional insureds work? Would they be included? So we can add a blanket additional insured. We can also schedule an additional insured on there. Many times it is within the minimum premium, but it is not much to add if we were over the minimum premium. So typically blanket is around $100. Designated additional insured is 50 to 100. Coverage that is important to talk about. Many times it's not necessarily thought about for sports organizations, but directors and officers and employment practices liability. These are the board members and volunteers who are volunteering their time to, work with kids, work with the organization, and their personal assets could be at stake for potential decisions or actions that they make on behalf of the organization. Employment practices is a big one. Many times we get the request to remove this coverage because they say we don't have any actual employees. Volunteers would also be included. They would be covered for third-party harassment type of claims. So we have the optional, oh, sorry. We talked about, okay, you're okay to move on. Thank you. So yes, the general liability again, here are some of the coverages that are built in and that we're able to provide. We can do abuse limits up to 1 million and also assault and battery sublimit automatically provided at $50,000. Property, we can do up to 3 million. And when it's a coastal location, only up to 1 million. And again, inland marine coverage available too. So I mentioned the directors and officers coverage and the importance of having it. Here's some items that kind of reiterate the importance of what it covers and why organizations should have it in place. We provide full prior acts coverage, and also the defense costs are outside of the limits of liability, so we will defend you till the end. One unique item to note with USLI is our lifetime occurrence reporting provision. If you decide to have this coverage or put this coverage in place with your time serving on the board, you'll have that lifetime coverage that will follow you for your time that you served with the organization. And here's some examples of claims that it's always fun to kind of include real life situations that happen and why insurance is important. So first one here, a Little League player sued for $150,000 after being hit by a ball at a youth baseball game. So player gets hurt, wasn't actually participating during that actual situation, but that is something that was paid out. A woman fell over at a table at a local basketball game. There was a lawsuit brought against the organization for the injuries, pain and suffering, and loss of wages. A big one that we do see here is a lot of spectator liability for the people that are attending a practice, a game, what have you. Here's another one for a patron at a fundraiser event, knocked over by an intoxicated patron, $31,000 in injuries. And then also here is one that we might not think about, but $185,000 in water damage to a neighboring structure after a baseball passes through a net and struck a sprinkler head. So lots of freak situations that could come up. Here are some available resources. There's something called Cause IQ. Just reading this one question. If you get an annual GL policy, special events like a tournament or clinic would automatically be included. Yes, that is correct. It's really nice because it's kind of like a blanket special event situation. We wouldn't limit coverage to one premises. It would follow them wherever they go. So I'm not sure if anyone on the call is familiar with Cause IQ. This is a really awesome tool website to utilize in order to kind of prospect and find different organizations in the area. It's not specific to just sports, but you can kind of type in target sports in within a zip code, within a city, et cetera. And it could be a great way for someone who's looking to find a niche to utilize, and then it has their information in there as well, many times contact phone information as well. USLI had, for all policyholders and for our customers, we have the Business Resource Center, and for sports organizations in particular, we really we have a ton of resources that organizations can utilize, whether it's abuse protocols and procedures that they have in place, or concussion procedures that we would require them to have in place. We have all of those educational tools on here as well. We do ask for waivers to be signed by parents, and we have tools on here that allow you to quickly get those copies of waivers that they can implement and use on behalf of the organization. And then I'm going to pass it over to Katie to talk a little bit about Instant Quote.
Perfect, Hillary. You do have one. You have two quick questions in there, which we might want to get to. An example, like the intoxicated fight requires alcohol coverage, is one. I'm not sure what you mean by that one.
So liquor liability, that is a good question. I guess it would depend on how I don't know exactly how that claim played out, but if it was a result of liquor, then yes, it could be, but we would provide host liquor. So, I mean, it could have been from that situation. And then what's this next question about inland marine? Soccer club owns 2 workman utility vehicles. Computer operated paint machine. It's specific, but computers typically are not covered under the inland marine. We'd want that as business personal property. 2 workman utility vehicles, I'd have to check on what the specifics of those are. So sorry, but can consider potentially.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks everyone for the questions. Keep them coming. I'm going to go through how to quickly and easily get a quote for this. Awesome. But Hillary will be under I'm finished as well to answer all your questions. So to take you through the quoting options, because Hillary just told you about the great product, what it can cover, some of the limits. Now, how do you get these quotes? We have a super simple, easy way for you to do that. So really what I want you to, and what I hope you do as a result of this, is you pick up the phone and you dial that number you see on your screen, that 888-845-1637 number. When you call that number, you're going to be connected to one of USLI's 90 plus writers that can quote this business to you directly on behalf of Apogee. Ask you 8 to 10 key rate and eligibility questions. If everything's said, we're verbally going to present you that. And then the best part is we're going to send you a pre-filled application. So you get, as soon as you hang up, you'll get the quote, pre-filled application with everything that you just answered with that underwriter, pre-filled and ready to go. If we can't quote something for you, so nothing's going to be a fit, even if that's the case, we're going to work with you to figure out what the next best step is. So if it's something USLI can look at, just not over the phone, we'll ask you to fill out a paper app. And if it's something that we can't do at all at USLI, we're going to physically transfer you over to Apogee so they can tell you about the other markets they may have available. So you're never going to hear, sorry, can't help you, have a nice day. We're going to help you find a solution, even if we can't do it for you right then and there. Some of the benefits to you for using something like this: saves time, no applications are needed up front. You're going to get that application on the back end. The flexibility, you can from anywhere. You're at your kid's soccer game on Saturday morning, you come across the, commissioner, and you can get a quote. That's the really great thing that happens, but you could. So anywhere that you have that phone number, anywhere you go, you'll have it. Expertise, you're talking to a product expert. So this is something that definitely differentiates USLI from others, is we give you the ability to speak with our underwriters so they can answer your questions and make sure that you have the best quote available that we can offer for your particular risk. So no one's going to rush you off the phone. We're going to make sure you feel good about the quote you're getting and go, confidently present that to your insured. Accessibility wise, reach us. We're open-ended hours, 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. Monday to Friday, Eastern Standard Time. And for those of you crazy enough to work on the weekends, we're open 9 to 1 with Eastern Standard Time as well on Saturday morning. So we are right there with you. All right, so now's the fun part. Now I'm going to show you how this works. So I'm going to go ahead and leave this postcard up on the screen. So you'll see that number highlighted yellow. That's the phone number that I'm going to call into. Take a look at the products on here. You'll see what Hillary talked about. Our Sports Advantage is right in the middle. Actually, it's right near the end there of that middle column, sports organization. But I'm going to go ahead and grab an underwriter on the line, and I'll be right back to quote this with you. So hold on for me 1 second. I'll be right back. Hi, can you guys hear me? Hillary, can you hear me or no? Oh, you can hear me. Joe,
Yeah,
can you
sorry,
hear
I was
me?
on mute.
I can hear you, Katie.
Perfect. Can you hear each other?
Hello.
Perfect. Oh, yes, it's Katie Taraborelli from the sales and marketing team. How are you?
How you doing?
I'm doing great, thanks. I am doing a webinar today for our friend Apogee, and we wanted to do a quick test quote for a youth sports league if we could.
Yeah, absolutely. We can do that for you.
Awesome.
So what type of organization is this?
It's a sport basketball,
Okay.
little basketball league.
Okay, great. And how many participants are there ages 3 to 14?
3 to 14. Let's say there's 250.
Okay. And how many are there ages 15 to 18?
There's none.
None. Okay. And what's the name of the organization?
We're going to be creative and go with Test Katie.
Katie, love it.
It's a good one.
And what's the address for them? What's the address for Katie's basketball quarter main location?
We're going to do 123 Main Street.
Okay.
And zip code, we'll do 19087.
All right. Any claims lost in circumstance the past 5 years?
Nope.
All right. And that's all I need from you. I'm getting the terms pulled up right now.
Awesome.
Now I give you one more second while my system thinks. Almost there.
It's always good when that happens, right?
Yeah, thinking is good. All right, Katie. So I have you on admitted paper to the United States Liability Insurance Company for AM Best Rating A++. Direct bill is available here. So for your 1 million, 2 million GL limits, the total package premium here is going to be $1,087. Did you want D&O added onto this?
Sure, it'd be great if you could.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that for you. I'm just going to assume $50,000 revenues, and then we can always confirm that to make it easy for them. So adding that premium
Okay.
on there, that's $1 million each of D&O and EPL is $885. The total package premium right around $2,000 for you.
Okay. Great news. Thank you so
All right.
much.
All right, you're very welcome. Do you have any other questions?
I don't think so. Thanks again, Jeff.
All right, thanks so much. Have a great day.
You too.
Thanks. Bye.
All right, everyone. What did you think about that? Throw it in the chat for me. I know they work.
It
I'm
was
seeing these
quick.
questions come in. That's cheating, Hillary. You know it's quick. I see simple. Ooh, getting a direct message. Easy. Easy. Can't be that easy. I promise you it is. Awesome. Yeah. Well, thank you, everyone, for those messages. Oh, one on my desk. I'm going to call it in. Love to hear it. That's awesome. Well, thanks, everyone. That's exactly what we wanted you to hear. Great cool process, fast and easy. That's exactly what I wanted you to see. So, that is the best every single time for all the product you see quote on that card. You call the number. You might get Joe next time. You might get one of our underwriters, but they are underwriters there to help you and make that quoting simple and easy. So thanks for that.
So yeah,
With
to
that,
answer Greg's question, we will send 3 different copies. So one will go to Apogee, one will go to you as the agent, and then there's also an applicant copy. So that's the one that you'll send to them with a pre-filled application.
yep, you stole my slide here, Greg. So you're going to get copies of the quote, that pre-filled app sent to you immediately. Apogee also gets a copy of the quote. So if you have any questions, I'm going to remarket it, anything like that, they're in the loop the whole time. And then if you want to bind coverage, you're going to work with Apogee to do that. So what we're offering you here is that upfront quoting. Summary here. Pick up the phone. I can't promise you that it's any easier than that. Some decks might have more questions, some have less. It really just depends, but the process is the same every single time. So again, you have that phone number there. No cord forms are needed at all to get a quote. We're available extended hours for you as well. So it's really, we're trying to be that solution for you again. You also have the option to quote online. I will show you, I'm just going to show you where this lives very quickly. See if I can get whoop, I don't know what I'm sharing. Let me see really quick. Screen one. Okay. Let's see. Can you all see my screen? Quick thumbs up. Perfect. Okay. If I'm on the Apogee website, and I know we're getting close to time here, but if I'm on the Apogee website, we're going to go click the quote online button. Right at the top, it's super simple. You'll see all of their, all their options for quotes. I'm going to go ahead and click on USLI. If I do that, I'm going to click start a quote, and it's going to prompt you to log in. I cheated, so I logged in already. But all you have to do is enter your email address. If you've never quoted with Apogee before, follow the steps. It will let you sign up yourself to be able to quote, and then you're going to log in. And you're going to cure. So you'll see all of these different great filter options. So for this one, if I'm going to go to nonprofit, you'll scroll down, see the sports advantage product. If I click start a quote, it's going to ask me the same questions that Joe just answered over the phone. So it truly is your option, your choice, how you want to quote with us. We're trying to give those to you, but it is that simple and easy. So all you have to do is go through, answer the same questions, and then you'll be presented with a quote at the end. You also have this great chat feature. So if you would like to chat, it is not a chat bot. I get asked that all the time. It is the same group of people that answers the phone. So if I put my name here and I did test Katie, and I press submit, it's going to pop up and going to be prompted with an underwriter. So it really is another option for you, and it's there. Who do we just get? We got Shui. So Shui answered the chat. He's an underwriter on the team, and he can help us. I'm going to say hi, Shui. Just testing. Oop, I'm not. Hi, Shui. Just testing. So real person, I can't promise you enough that's the real person. I love to be able to say that to you guys, but again, just an option. So super simple and easy.
I can attest to that. He sits on the same floor as me. And I would
There
say
you
the
go.
nice thing too about calling in or even on the chat, like you can ask questions, you can talk about the risk a little bit and further, just talk to experts in this area who write the business all day long. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah. So thank you so much for taking the time. I want to say thanks to Apogee for letting us host this for you all. We're really, proud to partner with them and bring this education to you all. Like Hillary said, give us a try. I challenge everybody at the end of these. You learned about you learned how easy it was to quote it. Now, if you could try it and put it into play, you'll see how really easy it is for yourself. So thank you for all that. Camille, Ashley, anything on your end?
Thank you both so much. We will be sending out some following up marketing material, and then your instant quote specialist will be reaching out to get anyone signed up if you have any questions moving forward. And we are always here as a resource if you need anything. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.